For this tutorial, I will demonstrate how to make a program that will calculate the number of liters of blood your heart will pump over the course of a certain number of days entered by the user. To begin, under Events, we'll go to when the green flag is clicked. We're going to make our variables now. Whenever I make a program, I always write down all of the variables that I'm going to need. So it just is a little bit easier if you plan properly. So we're going to need the number of days that's entered by the user. We're going to convert this to hours since we know the value or the number of liters your heart will pump in 1 hour. We also need a variable for the liters of blood that your heart pumps. And we're going to need a variable for the conversion factor for days to hours. So days to hours conversion factor. And finally, we'll need a variable that indicates the rate. So there's the number of liters per hour. Now we're going to set all those variables at the beginning. So I'm going to start with the number of days. It starts out as 0 until we get that value from the user. For the number of hours, again, it starts at 0. Then we've got the liters of blood will also be 0 until we do some calculations. Days to hours conversion factor, we will need to multiply the number of days by 24 since there's 24 hours in one day, so that's the conversion factor we're going to be using. And finally, liters per hour. Your heart, on average, it depends on your age, but on average, your heart pumps approximately 280 liters per hour. And I got that number just from looking it up, so you can look up a number for your age if you'd like. We can now go ahead and get the information from the user. So first I'm just going to tell the user what the program is going to do. So I've typed in under a say block, which I found under looks. This program will calculate how much blood your heart pumps over a given period of time. Now we can ask the user for some information. So ask for how many days would you like me to calculate the amounts of blood your heart will pump. Just make sure I spelled everything right. For how many days would you like me to calculate the amount of blood your heart will pump? We need the answer block as well. And under data, we're going to set the number of days equal to the user's answer. So whatever the user types in here will be stored into the number of days variable. Now we can go ahead and make the calculation to convert the number of days to number of hours. So under data, I got the set block and I'm going to change the number of hours. I need under operators the multiplication operator, and I'm going to multiply. So under data, I'm going to take the number of days the user entered in and multiply it by the days to hours conversion factor, which is 24. Now we can go ahead and do our calculation for the amount of blood that's pumped for that many hours. So the liters of blood is going to be multiplied by the number of hours. So I went under operators and I got the multiplication, so the little asterisk gets the multiplication symbol in programming. So I'm going to be multiplying the number of hours, which we just determined, by the liters per hour, which in this case is 280. So that is our rate, 280 liters per hour, and we multiply that by the number of hours. So let's output this information to the user. Just get the say block. And we're going to need some join blocks here. And we'll say over, I'm going to say, tell them the number of days they entered in. So over this number of days, actually I'm going to change that to hours. So I'm going to tell them how many hours, just to show that I did another calculation in there. So over this number of hours, your heart will pump. And we're going to need another join block. Under data, we'll get the liters of blood block variable. We'll put a little space in there. Liters of blood. Let's try running our program, see how we did. This program will calculate how much blood your heart pumps over a given period of time, so it's a little fast. For how many days would you like me to calculate the amount of blood your heart will pump? I'm going to say 10 days. Press enter. Over 240 hours, your heart will pump 67,200 liters of blood. So that's a lot of blood. That's a number of high magnitude. Let's try another number. Notice when I press the green flag, all of the numbers are reset. Now I'm going to try 100 days. And it converted it to the number of hours, and it also indicates that our blood will pump 672,000 liters of blood. Again, that's a lot of blood.